I recently beat my first Legend of Zelda game, and even after my 33-hour, 54-minute journey, I still had one stupid question. Who the f is Zelda? With a game releasing where she finally gets a spotlight, I figured it's time to discover who Zelda truly is. We'll explore her history, her role in the series, and what to expect in this new adventure. So whether you're a seasoned Zelda fan or new to the world of Hyrule, let's get started by answering this burning question. Who are you? Zelda is the Princess of Hyrule. She's usually the Peach to Mario captured by Bowser. She's helped Link in stopping Ganon to retrieve the Triforce, an ancient artifact that could grant any desire regardless of who you are. There are 3 pieces of the Triforce, and Zelda represents wisdom. She's smart. This is just some basic background info, and I'll spill more about her soon. But first, an obvious question needs to be answered. Why is the series named after her? The gist is that the game was originally called the Hyrule Fantasy: The Legend of X, where the legend refers to Zelda being a recurring character in the lore. Mr. Creator Shigeru Miyamoto wanted the game to be titled The Legend of Something, and a PR planner suggested Zelda, F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife. When the game was translated, that first part was chopped, so The Legend of Zelda became law. A follow-up question you might have is, then why don't we call this The Legend of Link if he's usually the protagonist? To answer this, we'll have to discuss Zelda's evolution in the series. Zelda's role in The Legend of Zelda has changed a lot. I'll be discussing her various versions throughout the series, so if you're not into spoilers, skip this part. In her physical form, she was established as a princess from the beginning, and this is a constant in every game besides one, which I'll cover in a bit. It wasn't until Ocarina of Time, the classic 3D game with time travel and iconic characters, when there was a twist. This ninja, Sheik, was actually Zelda in disguise. This began her shift from damsel in distress to a more active role as a guide. As more women characters evolved in gaming, this was shown in later releases too, such as this pirate character I did not like in The Wind Waker, the cel-shaded sailing adventure named Tetra, who also turned out to be Zelda, changing my feelings about Tetra too. In the latest releases, Zelda almost had the protagonist role, and was given more depth as she went through a relatable journey of self-discovery. On the divine side of things, Zelda takes a spirit form in Spirit Tracks, and in Skyward Sword, it's revealed that she's a reincarnation of the goddess Hylia, who protects the world of Hyrule, which means that it's up to Zelda to do the same. Besides her immense wisdom, Zelda has some sacred powers that you could see throughout the series, such as her sealing abilities, her visions, and her light arrows, which are consistently used to defeat Ganon. To me, it's Zelda who gives Link his purpose as she guides him along his journey. I could probably imagine someone else stepping in as the hero for Link, but Zelda is totally irreplaceable. She is a central part in taking down whatever evil is facing Hyrule, so her choices carry a lot of weight in Hyrule's existence, making her the heart of the story. This video helped me understand Zelda's role more and discusses the Japanese influences too, so I'd recommend watching it for more information. With the release of Echoes of Wisdom, Zelda finally steps into her main character role, so it's time we talk about it. It's really awesome that both of Nintendo's most iconic princesses finally have their own games. And bonus, our parents will actually be right when referring to Zelda as the protagonist. Covering the story, Zelda was blamed for mysterious rifts that appeared throughout Hyrule. These rifts swallowed a lot of people, including her father, the king, and Link, so it's up to Zelda to save the kingdom in this game. I'm hoping that some of her previous forms make an appearance now that she has a spotlight. Okay, I know this is a long shot, but I would fall to my knees if I saw Sheik in this game, even if she had a little cooldown on combat. It also makes sense for some of her enemies to be evil gods, since it's her responsibility to keep balance. Any of these additions would help this truly feel like a Legend of Zelda game. Given that Zelda is known for her smarts, I'm very excited to experiment with what brain-bending gameplay is allowed in Echoes of Wisdom. Unlike Link, whose kit is equipped for your mostly straightforward warrior needs, Zelda primarily uses her Tri-Rod, which is a magical staff that can create copies of stuff she finds throughout her journey. To me, this is Nintendo's way of recognizing fans' creativity in past major releases and capitalizing on that. This is also why I think traditional combat won't be as much of a focus in this title versus puzzle solving, and that's a welcome change. In addition to echoes, you can also move objects around using the bind ability. What a fun way to incorporate her magic! And I'm interested in seeing how her other abilities will be shown, and if new ones would be introduced. Tri is Zelda's companion in her journey, and I'm curious to learn more about their role in this world. Have they been sent by a goddess? Or maybe they're another representation of the Wisdom Triforce piece. Despite this series being out for 35+ years, there's still a lot to be explored with Zelda, and I hope that Echoes of Wisdom becomes the first of many titles which have her play this main role. What about Zelda would you like to know more about? I hope this video helped you learn more about Zelda and encourages you to play more of these titles. And if you don't know where to start, here's my favorite.